Hi, I'm Miley with Asian Media Network, and welcome to a very special talk show today dedicated to the upcoming Battle of the Badges football game. It's the 12th annual fundraising event that brings together law enforcement officer and firefighter in a friendly but competitive match. Here in the studio with me is Officer James Hill. He is the president of the Maricopa County College Police Officer Association. He also the vice chair of the AZLEO, which is the organization that organized the Battle of the Badges. So welcome Officer Hill to the show, and thank you for your time.
Oh, you're welcome, and thank you for having me.
Officer Hill, since you the VP of AZLEO, can you tell us a little bit about the organization, a little bit history? How did this start, and how did you get involved with this?
Sure. Well, the president is my wife, Cindy. So as in life, the organization, I'm her assistant. We started AZLEOs after I had a career at Scottsdale Police Department, and she ran our police association's foundation. When I decided it was time for me to retire from Scottsdale, she said, well, I'm not going to stay here if you're not here. And we decided to create AZLEOs to take the things we were doing specifically in Scottsdale and bring them statewide. And one of those things was the Battle of the Badges football game.
So what does AZLEO stand for?
Arizona Law Enforcement Outreach and Support.
Oh.
And it's all about community policing. We want to help put the community, the kids, and the businesses, and the police officers together.
This is ongoing 12 years, and for this year, the Battle of the Badges will take place on Saturday, April 29 at Mesa Community College. Are you expecting how many officers or first responders going to be there at the game?
Well, it's always a challenge when we were talking about first responders. We don't know who's going to be called out, so we try to get as many officers and as many fire and military to participate as possible, because you just never know.
Mm-hmm.
This year, this is our third year doing Maricopa County versus Pinal County. We're calling it the Battle for the County Line.
First responder from each county gonna battle to see who the winner, right?
That's right.
That's gonna be a tough game. I'm gonna be there to watch. Now, are you gonna be in a game as well? Officer?
That's right. For the Maricopa County Sentinels, I'm in the center.
Awesome.
So,
I'm gonna see you at the game. We know that football is not just a game. It's the power to bring the community together, to show the support and the appreciation for the men and the women who serve and protect our community. But it is also create a vital fund for the people who need it. So for this year, Officer Hill, do you have the list of beneficiaries from this event?
Yeah, every year we pick honorary team captains from injured officers locally, and all the money we raise gets given to those officers. We don't keep any. So this year our two honorary captains, one is Sergeant Scott Galbraith from the Scottsdale Police Department. Interestingly enough, Scott played in our game several years ago at Scottsdale, and I was one of his training officers when he was a brand new officer. But Scott was shot in the line of duty in January serving a search warrant. The other officer, Rico Aranda from Gilbert Police Department, he was struck by a fleeing felon in a car and suffered a traumatic brain injury and still hasn't fully returned to work and is having issues.
Wow. So. That's so sad, because the police officer, their job is to protect the community, the citizen. Who there to protect the police officer?
Well, people don't realize that when you're injured as a police officer, you're getting your 66 2/3 of your salary, but there's no overtime, there's no court time, there's no shift differential. It's a severe cut to the family budget.
Yeah.
Plus, you're kind of isolated. Departments don't do a very good job keeping in touch with our injured officers and connecting with them. So that's another component of this, reminding them you're part of our family, and your family is important to us.
That's why what you do is important, to remind the community that we need to show our appreciation. We need to show to those officers that we care, and people will still care about them even when they currently in treatment right now, not back to work yet, and their family need these kind of support. So thank you. Thank to you and AZ Leo and everyone who come out and support on that day, April 29. As the community, what can we do to help make the event a success?
Show up and help cheer us on. There'll be food trucks there, kids games, raffle prizes. You can donate right there on the spot. All the money that you donate is going to go to those officers to help them.
So AZLEO is a 501c3 nonprofit, so
Yes.
all donation is tax deductible.
Yes.
Thank you. Officer, is there anything else you would like to share or talk about, like in terms of the ratio for protection? For example, one police officer, do they protect how many residents or citizens out there? And what is that number right now in terms of high or low that we need to recruit more people in the law enforcement?
Well, the old formula used to be 1 officer per 1,000.
Wow, 1 for 1,000?
Yes.
Wow, now I
So
know.
we're below that. And most agencies right now are nowhere near fully staffed and are always looking for officers. They're also looking for dispatchers and support people. The field really needs good people. And anyone out there that wants to join us, hey, you can play in the game next year with me. We would love to have them come out. We're going to try to have some recruiting booths there the day of the game. Try your hand, talk to the people that are there. Maybe you'd be a good fit for one of our departments. But we need people to get into this field.
Why you think that a huge shortage like that?
Unfortunately, we've taken a beating in the mainstream media. They've demonized the police departments, and they'll focus on one incident, 10 seconds of that, and loop it, and give a false sense of what's actually going on out there. There are police officers and deputies out there doing great work every single day on every single call, but all it takes is one mistake by somebody, and it reflects on the entire profession.
And they want to buy ticket. Where do they buy ticket? How?
If you can get on Facebook, go to Arizona, spelled out LEOS, and there's a QR code there. You can go ahead and use your phone and you can buy a ticket there.
Officer Hill, thanks for your time. Is there anything else you would like to share with the audience before we ending?
Well, one of the big things we do at halftime is we award our scholarships. We do 4 $250 scholarships for MCC students in first responder fields as a way to get more participation in our fields. And I'll just say right now, it's a huge bonus if you're bilingual. We're always on the air asking, is there an officer available that could help me with a call? So if somebody's out there, you're looking at this field, there's actually extra pay if you're a translator.
A lot of community, especially if they have an officer come to their house and be able to speak another language, make them feel safer too, because some of them with language barrier, they can't communicate, tell the officer what's going on. So that's great to know that. Did the officer get paid a little bit more bonus if they know another language?
They do get a translator bonus.
If somebody want to enlist to join the law enforcement team, how do they start?
Well, you can look at your local community where you live, but honestly, yeah, I'll help anybody else who wants to get in this field. If they want to reach out and contact me, I've been in the Valley for over 25 years. I can put you in contact with people that are doing recruiting at any agency.
Folks, if you're interested, let's go to the game on April 29 and see Officer Hill. He probably running around wearing a lot of hats on the field, and just stop him and say, hey, I'm interested, I want to join your team. You can just look on the screen and there's a QR code and you just scan it. It's only $5 for the ticket, and all of this go to support the injury officer. Once again, thank you, Officer Hill, for your time, and I'm looking forward to see you at the game.
Thank you.